Hello everyone, Cyron here. I'm back with a brand new video for pop culture news. And we have a couple of interesting articles that came to mind. One is on a Japanese community Pixiv. Another one is on the Netflix series Wednesday. Bob Iger, Disney, and Kathleen Kennedy may get booted from Lucasfilm. So let's get into it, shall we? If you're not, please hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope you enjoyed today's content. So, let's start off with the Pixiv thing. From bounding into comics, Japanese art community Pixiv clarifies the new terms of service will begin taking action against artists who repeatedly neglect to request to modify their art. Basically, censor. Ever since Pixiv's November 15th announcement that they'd be cracking down on uploads suggestively deemed offensive to public order and morals, users have feared what's ramifications. The vaguely defined terms of the new campaign that would hold for the communities. So basically, all this boils down to the what do you call it? The process and payment companies such as Visa don't like it when there's Rule 34 or NSFW content being paid for, and that's what's everyone cracking down to. That's why Pixie is doing this. But let's continue with the article. Updated in order to comply with the terms and conditions, international card brands are taking effect. On December 15th, the site's new terms of service prohibit any content or products, fictional artwork, or otherwise depicting CP or children getting hurt in case of bestiality, or rape, and illegal manipulation of a person's body or other acts that are offensive to public and morals. Instead of going after the real thing, they go after the stuff that's not real. Taking note of the growing concerns among artists that this new policy will be barely enforced regardless if the original intention is in order to bring in art in line with Western ideologies, as well as the growing threat of leaving the platform. A mass Pixiv responded to their worried user base on September 30th with a statement elaborating on the specifics of their new policies. Currently, Pixiv is aware of the product of the file that's violent, not only their terms and conditions, that terms and conditions are international card-based brands, but also law and ordinance such as the product with live-action images that are offensive to public order and moral site and its misinteractions begins making references and to the growing the use of AI art to disguise CP and content in order to openly trade on its platform. Pixiv will strictly enforce against such products they will add. However, it's not in Pixiv's intention to have its creators become excessively inhibited by crackdowns. It is our important policy to protect free creative and respect its content. Yeah, so basically, it's due to the Western trying to control everything and everything. It's, as I said, it goes back to the process of payment companies like Visa, MasterCard, etc. And on our next thing is the Netflix series Wednesday, which I really like. Also, all the links to these articles will be down below as well. Netflix Wednesday's director Tim Burton accused of racism for serious depiction of black kids as bullies. I guess these people have never actually watched the movie or seen anything remotely real life. Alright, let's begin. In the latest instance of the most tired branch of outrage, regularly portrayed across social media, Netflix show Wednesday series director Tim Burton has been accused of racism for sole crime of depicting black characters as less than perfectly virtuous. Yeah, that's right. Not as black as white as you think. Hitting the streaming service on November 23rd, Wednesday follows an everyday exploits of the title Adam's family character who is kicked out of her high school for violently retaliating against her brother's bullies and finds himself enrolled into her parents' spooky alma mater at the Nevermore Academy. The article exclaims that through her signature skepticism and penchant for Margaret's inability to drive a rift between her and her new peers, Wednesday's soon Jenna Ortega, I can't pronounce that name, but proves herself to be more acclimatable more than initially assumed when she has thrown herself into headfirst into solving a string of murders which has paralyzed the school. Among those who are put off by Wednesday's spooky demeanor are the school queen bee, Bianca Berkeley, played by Joy Sunday, and the local mayor's son, Lucas Walker, Iman Merson. Both are coming to appreciate her. Yet, despite these characters' archetypes being rather standard for such coming-of-age tales, the fact that these two characters are portrayed by black actors, Sunday and Morrison, has enough to draw tired of accusations of racism against him, against both the streaming platform and those initially, because his was the only name that outrage could easily recognize. And aforementioned Burton, who helmed the series in the first 4 episodes. It's mainly twatter. That's basically it. They're throwing a fit, and oh yes, here's one. Why is she the black girl in Wednesday and the school's aggressive bully though? Questioned. Likewise, at Batty Soda cried out, Mom's making me watch Wednesday so far. The black character have been villains. Awesome job, Tim. You really showed how not racist you are. So basically, the thing concludes that a bunch of Twitter users are having a fit. Going to reach out to Monkey D. Luffy Productions. The Honey Mass asserted that Tim Burton is not racist, and was they composed that pop-up that Poe Cup are named after Edgar Allan Poe's stories. The black character Bianca is on the Golden Bug team. The Gold Bug is the only Poe story that features the black character, in particular a dumb slave named Jupiter. Yeah, that's basically it. I know, me personally, I don't think he's racist. It's just that it's mainly Twitter users. Twitter users are in an uproar. Things that either call for or things they don't. He continued. I remember back in when I was a child watching the Brady Bunch, they started to get all politically correct and recalled Burton like, okay, let's not have an Asian child and a black. I used to get more offended by then. Just I grew up watching black black polishing movies, right? And I said, great, I didn't like it. Okay, we should move on to white people in these movies. Alright, our next article is Bob Iger confirms that Disney is doubling down on its full content. Can't we lose? We can't lose on that. We just can't. Nope. Just losing. Alright. Bob Iger may be back at the helm of Walt Disney Company, but if anyone turn through his return would see the company shift away from its diversity, identity politics, they would be sadly mistaken. Of course, it's going to make them money. But no. In a stunning turn of events last week, Walt Disney Company announced that effectively immediately, former CEO Bob Iger would take back his old role replacing CEO Bob Chapek. No, it's going to stay the same, I assure you. The board has concluded that Disney embarks on its increasingly complex period within the industry, transforming Bob Iger into uniquely suited to lead the company through this pivotal period. Announced that Disney's board, currently chairman Susan Arnold, in a statement provided to the media that on November 20th, we think Bob Chapek and his service to Disney overall his long career included navigating through the company through unprecedented and challenge through the pandemic. With his return, everyone from the company employees to its critics alike will have an eager know that Iger's plan the Disney creative direction, particularly in regards to production of woke content. During the international Q&A he held himself and Disney's employees on November 28th, the CEO would confirm that diversity, inclusion, and LGBT content is here to stay. Bob Iger would address these topics and rely to the number of questions submitted by him by the employees. As seen in the video obtained by the independent journalist Christopher Frolov, the CEO offers his first thoughts on the subject by asking whether or not Disney will stay out of the making political statements under his tenure. Of course they're not. They're going to continue making stuff. Like a lot of people are saying that Disney should stay out of politics completely and make actual good stories, but no, they can't do that. I think this is misrepresentation here about what politics is, answered Iger. I think that some of these subjects that have been proven to be controversial as it relates to Disney have been branded political. I don't necessarily believe they are. I don't think that when you're telling a story attempts to be good citizens of the world that politicals he affirmed is just it's just not now, and I view it. I do like the company being enrolled in its controversy, then as the heretical of the crowd. Of course it's not. It can be distracting. It can be negative to impact to the company. And to extend it to an extent that I can work out these things down the line. Well, as the sins that don't say gay situation, he explained that first of all, our elderly careers are very important to us, duty to them, and that is given. Declared that secondly, that the company has been telling stories for hundreds of years, are these stories that have meaningful, positive impact on the world, and reasons that they've been meaningful and positive to impact our core values in inclusion, acceptance, and tolerance, that we cannot lose, that we cannot just lose that. Okay, here's what I'm going to say, and a bunch of other channels and content creators in the community of pop culture has been saying. No one's afraid. No one is. No one's afraid of diversity and inclusion. It's just that it feels forced. It feels forced upon us, and it's being shoved down our throats every time. And making stories around LGBTQ is fine. It's just that it doesn't feel natural. It always. That's, I guess, the best way of saying it. That's what I'm going to finish with this. Our final article is on Bob Chapek's ouster as Disney CEO's new rumor claims that Kathleen Kennedy will get the boot from Lucasfilms and Star Wars. Hopefully this is true. I really hope this is true. So let's get into this. As soon as after Bob Chapek was fired, the CEO and the company announced that his predecessor Bob Iger would return for a 2-year stint. A new rumor surfaced claiming that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy might be on Iger's chopping block. Oh boy. YouTuber John Campa first shared his opinion and believes that Iger's returning entrenches Kennedy's at Lucasfilm. He explained that Bob Iger traditionally has been a Kathleen Kennedy ally. With Bob Iger coming back will entrench her even more. She'll probably stay until the end of her contract. I don't think she lasted beyond this new contract she got. I think she's out either by shortly after 2025. I think she's out. I think she's out. I do think she needs to move on. I've said that for a long time, but Iger coming back only kind of more entrenched her here, and he added, yeah, no one's a fan of this woman. She completely destroyed Star Wars. The new trilogy was awful. I really didn't like it. Me personally, I think that Star Wars should be under the control of what's the guy who did the Clone Wars? I can't think of his name. I really can't think of his name. Dave Filoni, that's who it is. Dave Filoni. I think he knows how to write a good story. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and also I want to make that I finally hit 500 subscribers, and I really appreciate everyone who's been here supporting the channel, liking everything, commenting. Those I really appreciate, and I want to continue doing this for a while. So with that said, please hit the subscribe button, and all the links to these articles will be down below. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Saran is out.